3% of the only actual people who've seen the 2% of aliens that are in our galaxy. So Bernie. So what did you think? What do you guys think about Bernie Sanders? I mean, it's just like a gimme question at this point. We're like, yeah, of course we're gonna let you know.
I love the way Bernie just always talks about everything in the same cadence. It's always everything is very stuttered, and my wife.
He got real excited about his wife when his wife was married. My wife would make me, and he's like, "Oh, your wife's a fucking UFO nut, huh? She's fucking crazy. She loves him." And he's like, "No, I didn't mean that. God damn you! Like, why did you say that?"
Yeah, he does not want to be associated with UFOs like that.
It's like, no, she's just very dominant in the situation.
But he'll play with it. He'll play with the idea a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily a gimme question. It's just that because you don't really get to plan the questions that are asked of you. It's just, if you're dealing with a stoner, that's like one of the main things you're going to think about. And it has been kind of a hot topic lately. It's kind of been less mocked to talk about UFOs and stuff. It's like okay to talk about aliens these days.
No, it's become like this rite of passage. If you're running for president, it's funny that if you run for president, you do have to go on shows like Joe Rogan, or no one's going to go to Alex Jones. Why has Alex Jones disappeared? Is Alex Jones just completely off the grid? What happened?
He's eaten so much chili, he forgot. He got
blacklisted.
Yeah. He really did. Yeah,
by like all the networks, by everything. He was playing with fire, man. You get little.
It was that Twitter thing, right?
You get a little too real when it comes to like the way that you're talking about certain things that might not be real.
When you got people
it can get you into trouble.
Yeah, when you have dudes wearing Bill Clinton is a rapist shirt showing up on Good Morning America every other day, you are like in the crosshairs of like multiple agencies and private organizations. Like it got too much. Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that he was like on trial and had to state that his whole thing was a character. And so how many people did he lose?
Chili. I mean, he had to
and then the chili makes you really forgetful.
Yeah, he's had a lot of legal issues going on top of like the fact that he's been blacklisted because of his content on his show.
Yeah,
and but he still throws in. Whenever you see clips of him, he's talking his craziness, and he drops like a reptilian in there, or he drops like he'll hit you with something, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot that.
Oh yeah, Rob. And then have you also seen like after the fact? This was after the lawsuits and stuff were happening. That he'd be recorded at some like restaurant or brewery or something, just like going off
fighting.
on people.
Well, that was
and it's
a
like,
rough
okay,
video.
is this still your
character? That's
character?
a really rough video.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
What's happening in that video exactly? Because from what I can tell, it looks like he's trying to peacefully eat a hamburger.
He was trying to peacefully eat a hamburger,
and then he decided to peacefully start a fight.
Yeah, he got pushed into
peacefully
like
getting a hamburger.
Yeah, he got pushed from peacefully eating a hamburger into transmogrifying into one of the most annoying people I've ever seen in a video. Yeah, you're right. That does have something to do with it. So, Michael, you're here. You hear Bernie talking about aliens. Just tell me, what do you think about that? Like, just him saying that on there. What does that mean? Anything to you?
Personally, not. But I do know that people of my generation probably are really excited about
They're pumping
that
their fists.
And they're all probably back on that same wave, like, hey, we're getting Bernie in the office.
He's on the train. Yeah, he's on Rogan. Bernie, he didn't smoke pot on camera. He wanted to, though, bro. He did. He bet after he chiefed.
I don't know. I haven't smoked weed in about 30 years. I don't know how it would make me feel.
He had to be high just being there with Joe Rogan. No one else.
High. You're not allowed to not be high if you're in that room.
Totally for sure. I guess everyone wants to know this, though, that Bernie is down with the aliens. Bernie went through a whole election before this. Did no one ever ask him about aliens before? Like, I don't understand why this is so big now.
I guess, Joe Rogan is like the only one who will use that as his closing question. Like, imagine if they used that as like the closing question on like the national debate. They were like, and one last question, Mr. Sanders. What do you think about aliens? Are you going to tell us? And then like put him in the headlights.
Thank you, Strom Thurmond. I would like to let you know, I think if the Greys and the reptilians could come together, that we can pull this country together under one me, Bernie, king of the aliens. And
that would be. It sounds.
He would never
that's
try
perfect.
to call himself a king.
King of the aliens.
That would be like the opposite. It's like, I pulled a switcheroo on you. I've been pulling for all this other whatever his platform is, and then to suddenly
whatever
want it to be a monitor.
Yeah,
You know what
anyway.
would suck? It would suck
That
if
would be funny.
if like Bernie wins and then like he like is up at the podium and he's about to give his speech and he just fucking takes off a rubber mask and he's fucking Donald Trump underneath the rubber mask, and then he takes off a mask and he's a reptilian.
Yeah, I'd actually be
There's
more
layers to it.
Again, like I said, I would trust reptilians to lead our country more than any human right now. At least they like nice things and like pianos and stuff and fine wood furniture. So I'd be okay with that campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
reptilians
for
for
nice.
president.
It'd be nicer looking.
I mean, well, maybe to Pamela.
What do you think, Russ?
I don't know. Bernie is all that. Look, I got to talk about somebody else right now, and we're gonna move. Moving on from this, you guys have you guys heard the update about Tom DeLonge? That Tom DeLonge.
Which update?
Well, this is an official Tom DeLonge update, so put in that. Where are you?
Shit.
Where are you? Can you do some Blink 182,
Angel
Michael?
from my nightmare. Well, that's not even Tom DeLonge singing right there.
That's the other guy.
Yeah.
Rob, you have a tattoo of him. What's her name? I know you don't. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's the other guy. That's
Mark
Brendan.
McGrath. That's Mark McGrath from that other
Mark
band.
Hoppus.
Yeah, that's my tramp stamp.
It's
My Mark McGrath
yeah,
tramp stamp.
He's got a Mark McGrath tramp stamp. Let's see that. But there is there is Tom DeLonge news, and I've been seeing it posted a lot that Tom DeLonge has gotten some strange material sent to the Stars Academy. Well, that strange material, okay, that's the same stuff that was sent to Art Bell. That's called Art's Parts, Art Bell did series of things of these weird medals and stuff that were sent to him, but somehow they ended up with Tom DeLonge. And I'm reading an article from a week or so ago. It says, so we have finally nailed down the history of that supposedly anonymous sample of groundbreaking meta materials that To the Stars Academy yesterday made such fanfare of for picking up for analysis. They said they got it from the well-known UFO personality, here we go, Linda Moulton How Now Brown abducted cow.
What? Oh, no.
What they did not
Seriously?
tell us, however, is that she got the sample from the late titan of paranormal Tark. He was the king of the late night Tark, Art Bell,
Oh,
who had
Yes.
received
he was a Tark show host.
Tark
Yes.
Shark Hark.
Radio Tark show host.
He was on Tark Sharks, but he had received it anonymously in the mail. In fact, this particular sample of supposed UFO debris was known in some circles as Art's Parts. This is Art's Parts. So Art's Parts, which was a big part of Coast to Coast AM, and Art Bell he did this whole thing where he got all these weird materials that he hid away, and somehow he dies. They end up with Linda Moulton Howe, who is known for studying alien cow abduction and cow mutilation, which is, man, she made her like Mark. She could talk about the disgusting insides of this abducted cow with no anus, all its organs gone. Linda Moulton Howe talked to you
the
for
cowgirl.
hours about that. Yeah, you know her?
No, I mean, I do now. That's gross, but I'll just, I don't like the way that she's described, so I'm just going to call her cowgirl in my head,
So
and
you're
that's going to be a nicer...
You're saying Art's Parts have been bouncing around for years and they landed in Tom DeLonge's hands?
I think when he died, which wasn't, I mean, it's only been a year or so, that I guess they just let every guest of Coast to Coast maybe invade his house and just pick what they wanted. And if you got Art's Parts, you got lucky. Some people got a bunch of old Sea Crane radio ads. Some people
That would
got,
be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think P.P. Warren got that gray doll that he had in the
I
background.
was going to say, who
he
got
had-
the stuffed doll?
Somebody should take away
That's
his
Lil
press
Mayo.
pass.
I think he's famous on YouTube now, that doll. That's Lil Mayo, I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
Look
this
him
is-
up.
Oh my god.
He smokes
Okay.
blunts. He smokes
Oh.
blunts and stuff.
Well, that's weird
he's
for
pretty
a
cool.
rapper to do.
No, he's a gray alien, you know?
Oh, this guy. Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Lil Mayo.
See, it's
Yeah.
really hard. LaMayo. It's like
Lil
LMAO. It's a very clever name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like
Will
this game.
Mayo.
It's one of those ones where like you hear their songs on the radio all the time, but you're like, oh, that's who that is.
Oh, that's that band.
Freaking bangers.
So I'm going to tell you a little. I'm going to tell you a little more about Art's parts, because Art Bell received this letter, and this will give you a little bit of history on it. And it says, "Dear Mr. Bell, I've followed your broadcast over the last year or so, and have been considering whether or not to share with you and your listeners some information related to the Roswell UFO crash. My grandfather was a member of the retrieval team sent to the crash site just after the incident was reported. He died in 1974, but not before he had sat down with some of us and talked about the incident. I am currently serving in the military and hold a security clearance, and do not wish to go public and risk losing my career and commission. That was a cover. Now you're in. Nonetheless, I would like to briefly tell you that my own grandfather told me about Roswell. In fact, I enclose for your safekeeping samples that were in the possession of my grandfather until he died. It's a military lisp. Get over it. Don't steal my valor. In which I have had since his own estate was settled. As I understand it, they came from the UFO debris, and were among a large batch subsequently sent to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio from New Mexico. My grandfather was able to appropriate them and stated that the metallic samples are pure extract aluminum. You will note that they appear old and tempered, and that they have been placed in tissue paper and in baggies for posterity and the dudes on the block. Okay, I have had them since 1974, and after considerable thought and reflection, give them to you. Feel free to share them with any of your friends in the UFO research community. You're my boy. I love you. Peace out to the stars." No, he doesn't say all that, but that's pretty much it. So a guy who has a contact to an old someone working in the military during Roswell gets these parts. They send them to Art with that letter, and basically they're saying, yeah, share them with whoever you want. And of all people, Art Bell picks Linda Moulton Howe. And then Tom DeLonge.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you have parts of a UFO and you want to know more about them, you're going to send them to the former guitarist of Blink-182, right?
That's the first thing I would think of is I need somebody who plays music to write songs about it so that the people know, because nobody trusts scientists anymore.
What's the heart of this thing? Like, is he doing something with these things? Is he going to build something?
Well,
or
he's got them.
But what's he going to do with them?
What's he doing with them?
He's becoming ufology Zach Baggins, where he's just taking stuff. It doesn't matter what it is.
Shit?
He's going to make a goddamn museum in Las Vegas with it? I will go
there. Is this
there.
a museum?
I'm going to go visit it.
Man.
I don't even care.
Honestly,
yeah, it sounds cool, actually.
That seemed like the
going.
most money that To the Stars Academy could make if they made a museum/learnatorium, because they become an actual academy. You could have all the top people there. Tom DeLonge, the others. And they're all there. They're all there for you. They're all there for you.
It's all of them.
All two of it.
All of them.
Oh. Okay, well, now, yeah, how weird is that? No, so Tom DeLonge has Art's parts.
It's not that weird to me. It really isn't. So far, this makes sense.
That's why you got to put yourself out there. This is Tom DeLonge. Everything he's ever wished for is coming true. Like, he's like, I did it. I wanted to be a rock star when I was a teenager. Done it. What else am I into?
Wow. This makes sense.
I agree.
He's like, what else am I into? I'm getting bored of this rock star thing. I always liked aliens. I was like UFOs. Let's start it to the stars, and then it just start. And now everyone's like, oh yeah, you're legit. You take everything. You are our spokesman. He is our spokesman right now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I think the whole thing is once you're given and afforded kind of the attention, right? So you become a rock star and everything. You play enough shows. You play hundreds, thousands maybe of shows. And you have this other secret burning desire and passion.
And
then
you get
have
to
the
do it
spotlight
just
on
because
you.
of who you
so
are.
It's like, right, I have the money now. Then I'm going to pursue this. I don't think there's no like grand design or like conspiracy or anything behind it. It's like, it's just a man following his fucking dreams to the stars.
I really hope that the Man Who Sees UFOs, the new one, I hope that they have the footage of Christo interacting with Tom, because
we know it exists.
Wow.
Yeah, we know it exists. He's
he
crazy.
He hinted that that's something that happened. He he didn't directly tell us that
No.
that's exactly who it was.
We
but
did break
Oh
that.
right,
though.
he was.
That-
He
that
was
is
hinting
gonna
at it,
happen.
and we were trying
So-
to get it out of him.
I really hope that someday that footage either makes it onto that new documentary, which I cannot wait for that to come out. I'm still waiting. Christo, we love you, man.
Yeah, I hope
can't
everything's
wait.
going great with that. I haven't seen any updates.
Yeah.
If it doesn't make it on that documentary,